Hello and welcome to Outstanding English. My name is Todd Elbervitz. In this video, we're going to learn how to create sentences and questions in the past simple tense using the verb be. We use the verb be in the past simple tense to talk about people and situations in the past, such as, she was my student 2 years ago, and it wasn't too cold last winter, or they were very busy. We also use it to compare the past and the present, like, she was my dentist, but now she is retired, and it was rainy earlier, now it's sunny. We create positive sentences with was and were. We have our subject followed by our be verb was and were. I, he, she, it takes was, and you, we, they takes were. We could say, he was here yesterday, or we were at school. To create a negative sentence, we can have wasn't or weren't. Wasn't is a contraction of was and not, and weren't is a contraction of were and not. We might say, she wasn't here yesterday, or they weren't cold. These exercises and more are available in a shared Google Doc in the description below this video. You may do these in the Google Doc, in a notebook, on scrap paper, or in your head. Please fill in the blanks with was, were, wasn't, or weren't. Pause this video while you work. For number 1, did you write, some students were unhappy this morning? Number 2, did you write, Plato wasn't Italian, he was Greek? Number 3, did you write, my parents were teachers before they retired? Number 4, did you write, it wasn't windy yesterday? Number 5, did you write, he was very busy before lunch today? Number 6, did you write, they weren't in the office last week? And for number 7, did you write, old computers were very large, they weren't small? This chart shows how to create yes or no questions and short answers. We start with our be verb, followed by our subject. Was takes I, he, she, it, and were is followed by you, we, they. An example question would be, was he late this morning? And we could answer either yes he was or no he wasn't. Another example question is, were you at work yesterday? And 2 possible answers are, yes I was or no I wasn't. For these exercises, add was or were to the yes-no questions and write short answers. Pause this video while you go through these exercises. Let's go over these together. Number 1 says, was Johann Gutenberg French? No, he wasn't. Number 2 says, were your neighbors noisy last night? I wrote, no they weren't, but you may have written, yes they were. Number 3 says, was it cold yesterday? I wrote, yes it was. You may have written, no it wasn't. Number 4 says, was Lincoln an American president? And the answer is, yes he was. And number 5 says, were Marie and Pierre Curie scientists? And the answer is, yes they were. To create a WH question, we start with our WH question word, followed by was or were and our subject. Some examples are, where were you yesterday? I was at home sick. Why was he late this morning? He was late this morning because there was a traffic jam. How was the weather during your trip? It was fantastic. How long was the meeting? It was several hours long. For these exercises, unscramble the WH question words. Pause this video as you go through each one. How do your answers look? Number 1 says, where were you yesterday? Number 2 says, why were they late this morning? Number 3 says, how was the weather during your picnic? Number 4 says, why was your manager upset? And number 5 says, when was she born? Thank you for joining me here at Outstanding English. If you liked today's content, hit that outstanding like button and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time!